How about them hydroplanes?
The boat races were, I forgot about those a little bit. It was so hard. So boat racing this was the last week. We didn't even talk about it last week because I just forgot. I was so
Locked in.
Apple Cup. But that's like, there's not many things that I get more excited for.
Yeah.
It ended this year. They had San Diego.
Yep.
Which was the Gold Cup. I think it was the 75th running of the No, it wasn't
75th anniversary of Seafair.
75th anniversary of Seafair. I can't remember. There was another thing going on with San Diego. It was a good race. You had some issues. It's saltwater.
Yeah.
So that's why if you watched it at all, you guys, there's a long cowling on the front, which keeps the salt water from getting into the engine. Because if it basically touches the engine just goes, nope, I'm done.
Bye-bye.
It was fun. It was some good racing. There was some bad racing. The finale was weird. Andrew Tate, for some reason, was like in the inside and then just like cut in the middle of the course and just like went straight. And we're like, you got to be on the other side of the buoys, buddy.
Yeah.
But it was good. I mean, for the most part, there was a lot of ups and downs. Andrew Tate did win and took home the U1, which means he will be the national high points. Peabody won the Gold Cup, which I believe is now his second all-time. Not all-time, but like second of his career.
Yeah.
All-time, no one I think will touch. I think it's either Chip Hanna or Bill Muncy. And I think it's like 11. And I would be pretty shocked if these guys were able to do that. But like we kind of talked about, Goodman was going to win high points no matter what. They had to basically finish every race. The final was good. No, it wasn't good, honestly. Peabody kind of took off and left. It was weird because he had a lot of N2s. They were trying different fuel mixtures, which was weird.
Huh. Yeah.
But it was fine. J. Michael Kelly looked good. Everyone just kind of looked meh. But it ended the year. We're hoping next year, obviously, there's like polls and stuff that go out, from social media platforms. Like, how do you think they did? What do you think we can improve on?
Yeah.
Besides, obviously, getting more boats and more races. Duh. Thanks, guys. I'm just Dr. Obvious. A lot of people wanted the start to change where they score up and it looks like two starts. A lot of people want a smaller skid fin, which means the boats are slower in the corners, which hopefully can like maybe reel some boats back in. Doesn't allow as much chop, so boats from behind can't catch up because they hit rollers and stuff. It was fine. I mean, I wish there's more boats is kind of the biggest thing. But next year they're supposed to go back to Detroit. There's rumors of another place in the Midwest, and there's rumors of a place in Canada.
That'd be kind of cool.
So if there's one in Canada, it would be north of like Spokane. So we would go. I think we would drive up.
I do have a couple questions.
Go ahead, hit me with it.
So when I was looking into it, the course at San Diego was a 2.5 mile course, and it was known as a super speedway. What kind of other like courses are there?
So it's just basically length. There's not really anything different. Like with NASCAR, we talk with like Phil. Yeah. There's not like a street course or anything. Like it's not like we're not doing this or whatever. It's just length. So Guntersville, Alabama. It's more of like a big oval kind of thing. It's not as much of a
Not so
stereotypical.
tight,
it's more rounded.
like Martinsville. I can't like the hairpin.
Yeah, I mean, you're
I was trying
thinking
to
of
think of
it goes on a paperclip.
Paperclip. That's what I was trying to think.
It goes on a paperclip. They're not all like this.
Yeah.
Most of them are like this. Guntersville's is more like rounded. They have a
Ovalish.
bunch of big corners. Detroit, where they have raced multiple times, has a really small corner and then a huge corner. It's weird. Like it comes like it goes like out and then down into like a small. It's weird. Tri-Cities is just like a long 2 mile, just straight up and down like a normal track. Seattle's is kind of more rounded. It's smaller. I think it's 1.5 miles.
I gotcha.
San Diego's is the biggest. There's a really cool video of two boats coming down the front stretch and two boats flip basically at the same time.
Oh, wow.
It was a while ago. It's like either in the 90s or early 2000s. But yeah, there's not really any other different ones. That Madison is kind of a mess just because it's just sloppy, but it's the same type of thing. I think it's a 2 mile paperclip type one. Most of them are paper clips. If there's big enough room to make the lake and stuff, they do it, but it also changes because for being unlimited hydroplanes, they're quite limited.
Yeah.
There's only so much fuel you can put in. At Guntersville, running the 5-lap final, I think they said like 3 boats have before, since they've been running there for like 3 years, have ran out of gas getting back to the pits because the pits are far away.
Yeah.
But like there are issues like that where it's like if you can put more fuel into it, then do five. It's hard to be like 5-lap heats because sometimes it's just such a stretch of a win. It's like, hey, what do you want to do? Lap people? Like, oh, that's fun. But yeah, it was a solid year. I don't actually know. I have to look up my fantasy to know how I did. I don't quite know. I don't even know if I have it up here. But it was a fun year. I mean, it's always just, you always think every year, I guess everyone goes, it's just dying. It's just dying. It's just dying. And it seems to
NASCAR definitely died and came back. So
it seems to kind of do the same thing every year.
NASCAR didn't die, but
it had a massive hit. And I think to me, like I look at it and I just kind of go, it's been that way forever. I got 4th. Ugh. But I had some big points that weekend though. But I had my Tri-Cities flip was bad. I lost by 2,000 points. Baker Speed. Who's Baker Speed? I think that's Katie. My littlest sister won. She beat me by 2,000 points. Let's see how she did on the home thing. But yeah, it was Baker Speed got 5th. She got 5th overall.
Oof, what'd you get overall?
No, I don't know because there's only top 50 and I was not in the top 50. Oof. That's funny. I'll have to call my mom and tell her that because she'll laugh. That's pretty good. 5th place is really good. Top 5. But yeah, it was interesting. The one thing that I did like about it the most was big sponsor step forward. Mercury Coffee, which you probably don't know. It's a northern, up in Redmond coffee company, flavor pack. They do a bunch of like the ranch dressing and stuff. Big ones, obviously, like the Beacon Plumbings, Graham Truckings of the world, Apollo Mechanical. These are all really local to the Washington area, but it's just big name, big money that hopefully they can take and make boats better and keep rolling with it. Kind of like what you said with NASCAR. I think it just, they had to kind of take some money and try to figure it out. But
yeah,
boat racing was fun. It was a good year. Like I said, I kind of just, my mom was trying to watch at the game. She's like, look, I'm like, stop. The Cougs are driving. I'm like, don't lie. There's not many things in this world. Like if we also had a Mariners game,
turn it on.
Who cares about the Mariners? But and then I went from the Coug game to the Mariners game where they walked off.
Dude, that was an insane day. Insane.
I literally almost fell asleep at the Mariners game. Yeah. I was sitting there like this the whole time. My dad's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Nope. I'm gonna fall asleep."
Thanks for listening to the Kinda Athletic podcast. Please like and subscribe to all our social media platforms, and make sure to come back next week to hear more from the Kinda Athletic podcast.